Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and to another episode of what I am calling Spiritual Sundays, where I talk about some of the deeper issues in life. I think this is the first video I filmed on a Sunday where it isn't actually raining. It's a gorgeous sunny and warm day. In fact, the whole weekend's been like this. It's been beautiful all round, and not just in terms of the weather. There's been a lot of celebrating going on. If you've watched some of my other videos this week, you would have seen that my sister got married. It was absolutely gorgeous, perfect day, everything that she wanted. So I have been spending a lot of time with family and other people in general, which is not something I do much. As I've talked about in the past, I'm on my own most of the time, and I have done a few videos on loneliness and just feeling alone. So since I have been spending some time with other people, today I thought I'd chat a little bit about how to connect with other people and why I sometimes struggle to connect with other people, and why you might do as well if this is something that you find difficult. When I'm doing my videos, whether it's on YouTube or like my Instagram stories, I'm fairly chatty. I probably come across as quite confident. I haven't always been this way. I've trained myself to be like that on video. But generally now, when I'm filming on my own, I'm kind of pretty comfortable with that. Like, I can say what I want, I can sort of be myself without worrying too much about what people think. Of course I do care what people think, but I still kind of speak my mind anyway, mostly. However, when I'm with a group of people, particularly people that I don't know or don't know that well, I am like a different person. I am normally the quietest in the room. I'm very shy. I don't really know what to say. I'm quite awkward. I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands, my arms, and I'll probably sit there like with my arms crossed, almost like I'm hiding myself, and I just don't know how to act. And I've struggled with this from quite a young age, and I've always wondered, why is it like that? Why, when I'm on my own, I can just be myself? Like, I am a quiet person, but I can talk. I've got a lot to say, but it doesn't always come out when I'm with people. I've always found it much easier talking to people online, and I've done this pretty much since my early teens. Like, I remember back in the days of MSN Messenger, I was addicted to that. I would literally be on there every single day talking to people, and then I'd be on like online chat rooms, and Facebook came along, and of course the rest of like social media and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love like face-to-face human interaction. I think that's so important, but I find it very difficult, and it's quite rare that I actually can develop a real, like, true connection with somebody else. Now, from what I have learned about connection and how to connect with somebody else, it's about forming intimacy with that person. Now, intimacy is not something that is strictly limited to sexual relationships. It can be formed in any kind of relationship, whether it's like a family relationship or friendship, and of course intimate sexual relationships. Something I learnt from one of my favourite spiritual teachers, Teal Swan, is that the word intimacy can be broken down into me-see. So it's literally seeing into somebody, seeing into their soul, and allowing somebody to see into you and see into your soul. Knowing this, it's helped me form a better understanding as to why maybe I don't form a deep connection with a lot of people, and why it's something I actually might be quite scared of. Let's face it, intimacy is scary. Allowing somebody to see into your soul, to see all parts of you, not just the good stuff, the stuff that you like, but also maybe the stuff that you don't like as well. That's terrifying. And it's not always something that's going to come easily to a lot of people, probably most people, or quickly for that matter. So how can we develop intimacy with somebody else? First thing to understand is that other people in this world, anybody, it doesn't matter who they are, everyone in this world is a reflection of you. This is quite deep. I know it can be difficult to get your head around at first, but once you understand this, it makes the process a whole lot easier, because once you know that somebody else is kind of just a part of you, it can help you to be more open to their thoughts, their feelings, their ideas, and we're going to be a lot more resistant to things they might have to say. It's about giving somebody an open, safe space, in a sense, to express themselves and express all parts of themselves. And this is really, really important. Making somebody feel safe and like they can be themselves is going to help them open up to you. And once they can sort of start opening up to you, it also has the kind of same effect on you, and then you can start opening up about yourself and expressing yourself in all your glory as well. Now, we're not always going to necessarily want to develop intimate relationships with everybody we meet, say the postman, the shop assistant, somebody at the bus stop, but it can be very beneficial to do this practice of practicing intimacy with some of our other relationships to deepen them and form a stronger connection. I actually think one of the main reasons why a lot of us, including myself, often feel lonely is because we lack these deep, intimate connections. When I think about my life, a lot of the relationships I have or have had in the past are very surface level, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you never really go beneath that and touch on some of the kind of deeper stuff. And I'm not a fan of small talk. I think especially in the UK and our culture, everyone's very polite and it's generally like, oh hi, how are you? And it's like, everything's fine. And nobody really talks about their feelings. And let's face it, who can blame them? You know, it's not something that you generally do when you just bump into somebody in the street, start telling them your life story. But a lot of the conversations I have are generally, you know, about how my business is going and all stuff like that. It never really tends to go further than that. But that's not necessarily the responsibility of the other person. Now that I think about it, it's probably more me, and that I'm not allowing myself to be open and let that person maybe discover more about me and ask more about me underneath all of that, underneath this kind of facade that I put up. Like, not that that's fake or anything, that's all part of my life, my business and everything, but there's a lot more to me underneath all that. So in order for me to start building more deeper, intimate connections with other people, and maybe for you to do so too, if there's something that you want to do, I need to be providing that open, safe space for somebody else to fully express themselves and start asking more intimate questions about them. For example, it could be their beliefs on something, or their dreams, aspirations, passions. And once they can start being more open with you, that then gives you the space to be more open with them. As I've said, this might not be possible with all people that we meet. And, well, for me, I can normally tell pretty much straight away if I'm going to be able to form a connection with somebody else. It's like just a feeling, an aura that I sense about them. And don't worry if you try this and maybe it doesn't work, maybe you don't form a connection, you know? Eventually, as I've said in the past, the right people will come. It's about being yourself and expressing yourself and getting to know yourself as well. And it is scary. It's a very scary process because it's about being vulnerable. Oh, vulnerability. That's the topic I will talk about another time. So maybe a challenge for you this week, and I'm going to set this as a challenge to myself as well, is to ask one person you know a more intimate question about themselves to deepen that connection, or even to establish a connection in the first place. If you don't feel that you have anybody in your life that you can do this with, start with yourself. The most important relationship is the one that you have with yourself, and if you don't have that, it can be very hard to form relationships with other people. I will definitely do further videos on connection and relationships, intimacy, loneliness, all of that kind of stuff, because it's something that I've struggled with massively over the years, if not the thing that I've struggled with most. And I think that probably a lot of other people struggle with it too. So hopefully by sharing my experience, I will help some of you guys out there, and I will give you the space to maybe open up about some of the things that you are finding difficult as well. Thank you so much for watching this video and listening to me. I do hope that you enjoyed it and it was helpful in some way. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so I can make more videos like this. And of course, if there are any topics that you want me to cover, please do pop them in the comments below or drop me a message over on Instagram. Have a lovely evening, guys, and I will see you very soon. Bye!